We're Grant and Jane Solomon. We're writers of the Scole Experiment book. We're very fortunate today to have actually met up with someone who actually attended the Scole Experiment. That's Brenda Sawyer, and she went there with her husband Tom a long time ago back. The Scole Experiment was 1992 to 1998, and Brenda has just been telling us that she went along to Scole and the amazing phenomena that she witnessed. So over to Brenda.
Oh, yeah. Well, we went to a lecture and saw different pictures and things in the morning in the pub, and in the afternoon. After lunch we went into the farmhouse. We were shown into a room and told what might be happening, and not to touch the balls if they come near us. And also they gave Tom an old tape recorder. It had no tape in and it had no microphone in, and we were shown that. Then it was given to Tom and he inspected it, and other people inspected it, and then we went down into the cellar. Tom was told, when they was told to put it on the tape recorder onto the table, and this we did, and then there was some music played from another tape, another recorder, which Robin Foy had standing up at the back. And then the ping pong balls started to come about and they bounced around.
Were they solid, Brenda?
Pardon?
Were they like solid balls or?
Yeah, well, yeah, you couldn't see through them, but they were coloured, and they were pink and blue and white, but light colours, and they bounced around, and if they bounced on the table, they went through the table and come out up again onto the floor, from the floor and up and around people, and you could see faces when the balls got nearer to people. You could see whether they were a man or a woman, and this went on for a while, and then that stopped, and we got a talk from Diana on whoever was with her, Mrs. Bradshaw, I think, and she gave us a talk on things, which was very interesting. But it's a long while ago. I can't remember what that was about exactly. And just as she was going, she said, "I've got a message for you later," and that was it. And then there was some more music played, and then her husband spoke and said about cowbells ringing and whatnot. And then that stopped, and the music was played again by Robin on the tape up at the near Diana, and that played, and then all of a sudden you heard a whooshing noise, and this whooshing noise got louder, and Robin turned the tape recorder he had down, and then a voice came out, and this voice came out and said something or other, and my husband Tom said, "Is that you, Bert?" And he said, "Yes." And he repeated the last conversation he had with my husband. It was my father, and it was the last conversation they had on the telephone, and it was there word for word. It was really good, and then he went off, they started again, and one or two other people had a message coming in the same way. And then after the third one, I think it was, they then stopped and played some music a little bit, and Diana come through, and she said to me, "I have your son here." She said, and he's saying he didn't think he could do that. And my son had been killed a few years before my father had died. And my father had died at Christmas, and this is now August. And that's it.
And the voices were coming through the machine, which had
gone on table. No microphone, no tape, just an empty.
Just an empty machine, and the voices were coming from there.
Yeah.
And the balls that came through, did they make a noise when that they were flying around? Were there more than 10, more than 20?
Oh, probably around 20. There was a lot.
And they were just flying around the room?
They were going up and down and bouncing around all over the place. You didn't know where they were going to go.
And did they went towards people? Did they touch people? Or?
Oh yeah. One went up one man's trouser leg. That cheered up no end.
And so they made a noise when they went down through the...
No, they did when they went through the table. They hit the table, you hear it bouncing the table, but it didn't bounce, it just went through the wood and come out underneath, from under the table and back onto the floor.
And with your son's communication, did you think that was... you were sure it was your son there?
Yes.
Because of what he told you? Or?
Yeah, no, it was Jim, and he just said, I didn't think I could do that. And he'd been gone some years before my dad went.
Fantastic.
So it was, but my son was a healer and was learning healing. And he used to chair at the church near where they were stationed, because he was in the RAF. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Brenda. Did you enjoy the whole atmosphere there, or was it a strange place to be? Or
no, it was wonderful thing. We'd known Robin a long time. We'd met before years ago, but then, like everything, things get moved around and people move. And when they started the spiritual scientist thing at Scole, Tom used to get we used to get the magazine every month when it came out, and I have the whole set of the spiritual scientists.
And one last thing, how many people were in the cellar witnessing this at the same time, do you think?
I think there was 13 without, and then there was Robin and Sandra and Diane and
Alan.
Alan.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much then.
All right.
Thanks.